Yeah, I think Yapp's actually playing slightly better, but Fedor just so good, so consistent.
Well, JJ, he said he starts off slow with the break.
Thank you. It's the first rack.
Yeah.
Aloysius Yapp to break.
He usually still gets the one down. It's just not quite as good an opening. It's not as good a connection, but he was really awesome at the latter half of his semifinal, so we'll see if that carries over.
Yeah, the one down, but the two highs elevated over the 7 automatically. This is a department that I feel that Yapp is equal to or very close to equal to as Gorst, the rollout and the defensive department.
Yeah, two great positional players. Got to give a little bit of the big shot maybe to Fedor Gorst. Just the banking and a few, maybe the long ball at times, but not far behind in any department is Aloysius Yapp, and he can certainly keep up once he gets control of the game. One of the best to do so, percentage-wise, playing pool. You keep it simple here, bank the 2 up by the 8-9, try and get over, maybe use the purple. Don't think the pink is a real option.
Yeah, that looks like it's available. It's just a bit of a scary one to take on, isn't it? Your first shot, you're jacked up and you overhit it. It can come down near the corner. Under it stays near the middle.
I actually think the pink might be in play here if he hits it well.
Yeah, just try to drift this the best you can. Now, he didn't get there. And I think the only reason he didn't get there is that hampered cueing. Easy to not get the speed on the ball.
Yeah, and he didn't cut it quite enough. Just a little bit more, but probably worried about the side pocket.
So two things happen here. Gorst gets to make a big shot, possibly to get himself started, which is always a good option or a good thing to happen. Or maybe he has a mistake here on an open ball that lets Yapp, you know, just kind of not worry about that safety. Missed safety, that is.
Yeah, I don't think the 8's really a problem here. It's just a high outside ball across the top of the 8, 6, and 7.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was nice. First shot of this final.
Yeah, really to play it with speed so he can avoid the 8 rather than spin. So that tells you he's pretty comfortable at practice time before the match.
Yeah, he's going to attack here 100%, rightly so.
Did he try and hold or did he try and glance the round 7 there?
I'm almost 100% he was trying to bump it. I mean, he's not off with the speed that much, right? He definitely needed more speed to be able to draw that above.
If he was going to bump it, he could have just played forward and bumped it the other way. Anyway, cue ball's going to spin round off 3 rails. Big favourite to make the bank, but shouldn't have been here. There comes the cue ball, plays it off 2. That's ideal.
Don't like to beat a dead horse, right? But another shot that came up here in the first rack that's going to make you feel good.
Yeah, it's funny. All the other games he plays, I think he resorts to that as well when he goes to the bank shot. It's in the back of his mind. It's where he gets his confidence.
Well, it's normal service normal service resumes for the defending champion. He takes the opener.
He's looking at the jump now. Wow. Where's he going with this, guys?
Yeah, I think he's going to knock it away, or is he attacking? Because of where the red 3 is, it looks like he's going for this.
No push up.
You know how difficult this is with the 9 that far away, the 2 near the cushion on a thin hit? You got to really get this down quickly.
Yeah, it's a good job he's over 6 feet tall as well. I just can't believe how good he is with this cue. How many of these shots does he make time and time again?
Yeah, like Jeremy said, I don't know if people really understand how difficult it is to keep the cue ball down on the table with that angle.
An eventful week here, Jeremy. You created some crazy stories yourself on the pool table.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about other people's stories. Looky here, he caught it a hair thin, y'all, to the pocket. If you notice where the 6 hit, it hit the high side. And now that constitutes a little more cue ball travel, and he's a bit in the trees.
Yeah, similar to last match, Chua got elevated on the 4. It's just a shot you never think you're going to get elevated on.
He's got to take a long one on the 8, I think. Well, he got a lot out of that.
He can stretch. I mean, he's got huge hands. He can stretch probably better than anybody I've ever seen on a table.
Yeah, he's got elastic bands in his pool case. He stretches every morning. Another one of these where you can catch the rail at the right pace. It'll swallow the ball. Ooh, okay, that was wide. Very wide.
Yeah, I'm used to Fedor settling that tip before the swing and never really settled. Sometimes you tend to get a bit quick with the backswing when that, you know, when you don't have that pause at the cue ball. Yeah. And of course, if Yapp would have left him that 8, that's one thing. But when you have to leave yourself that because the position play on the 7,
Aloysius
you're getting a little mental.
Yeah, it's amazing how many times do we see pool players play a bad positional shot and it just seems to go from bad to worse, and at some point you just end up missing the ball.
Yeah, just early, you can almost hear it in comparison to Fedor Gorst break, just the connection a little bit off. And that's fairly typical at times for Aloysius early in the match.
Why is that, JJ?
Well, you know, he's amped up. Ain't got a lot of time at the table yet to really, you know, loosen himself, relax a little bit. Skylar Woodward, we talk about that a lot. That first break tends to get a little quick. I'm the same.
Yeah, I also think it's got something to do with that. Yapp doesn't break at his full power as well, does he? So maybe he's got to just time it a bit better.
Yeah, and that's what happens, and you'll see way better spreads as it moves on. But I'll tell you, through 2 games, a lot of times these finals, we need almost mid-match to really start to get that drama. But we've had a lot so far.
I feel like he's gotten perfect here, though. Just stay a little right
Extension call.
of the 6.
Yeah, and what I like to think about here is don't end up short thinking about the angle to get on the 7. You can always come back short side. You can follow up a little, cut the 7. Don't like getting super thin on the 6.
We're presuming it goes. If it doesn't, he can lock him up behind the 8.
Yeah, well, I think it definitely plays to the upper left.
Is he ripping it?
Yeah, and that's where I feel like the natural line is, right? You can put a little running English on it.
You know, like Carl said, he could stitch him pretty easy here, and I think he is.
Seen him do it so many times, Jeremy. He doesn't take them little gambles. Look at that. Leaves him kicking at the ball.
Yeah, and he's going to weld him to the back, which makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, and what a lot of players, I think, overlook is you can always shoot and evaluate. You don't have to like, oh, I got to stick to this plan, you know, and I think it's easy to get wrapped up in that a lot of times.
The extension, please.
Do we think the 6 went? Are we saying it went? He just turned down the pot.
Federer does it all the time, though, right? He plays the percentages. And maybe a little head game there with Yapp. You just never know.
Because he's in danger of Yapp kicking this and getting away with it. It's not easy, and he's missed it. So, again, the 25-year-old
No contact.
uses all his experience and plays the percentage game.
And please start the shot clock.
Yeah, hit a little too much high ball there. He had to really hit down on that, try and keep the cue ball as flat as possible, and just arced on him a bit. But again, you know, a lot of faces from both players. Lots of little grimaces and grunts. Only a couple games in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is trouble.
I think he escaped.
Very, very dangerous. And a very lucky boy there.
Yeah, a lot of times if you're going to play that ball that way, you want to bounce off this bottom rail, and you think he missed his mark by that much, or maybe just overlooked it a little.
Well, we couldn't expect anything else, really, could we? It is the 48th US Open final. Edgy start from both, but it's Gorst who leads 2-1.
Scott, he's got to get it up table somehow.
Yeah, can you hold the cue ball? He's probably going to leave some type of a jump unless he thinks he can weld him real close to the 5. You can check this quite a bit. Yeah, like so.
Yeah, no, that's where the slick table can help you as well. That first rail doesn't quite grab as much. It slides into the second, and then the English really checks.
Yeah, that takes a lot of confidence right there to trust the cue ball.
Yeah, the other thing about that is you can't let up. Of course, you're not bashing it, right? But you got to put a little stroke in there, a little speed.
Extension, please.
The bottom half gets a lot done here. But is the 6 really kind of cutting off what's natural? Does he have to add a little side spin?
He'll take that as he walks back to his chair.
Yeah, I know Yapp doesn't want the jump available, but the rest of us do, just to see Fedor go to the air again.
Yeah, you can't ask for more than this, though. That's the contact he was looking for. Does the 5 have him? Just another rotation, and I believe it does.
Well, I believe he's got the jump cue. He has.
Yeah, he's looking to the side here.
Yeah, he may only be able to get to the left side of the blue 2. Sometimes the camera angle can fool you on what's really available.
Yeah, watch out for the scratch as well.
Yeah, this is just too much.
Yeah, this is getting silly. I think Yapp needs to find a way to get Fedor's jump cue removed. Someone needs to steal it from the corner.
JJ, what does that do to a player mentally when you're sitting on the backside of that?
Well, I mean, the main thing is you can't start altering your game behind it. You know what I mean? He's just that good at it, and he's going to continue to bury some you don't expect.
Well, that was terrible, Fedor. Come on.
What are you doing over there? Right? The good thing for Aloysius Yapp, right? It seems like it's been all Fedor this match in a lot of ways. It's only 2-1. It's very early. Yeah, this is where he'll show you a little more power than you suspect he has. He's going to stun to the right of the 7 and then back over.
Yeah, got to move the cue ball here. I think he's got to, Jeremy.
No, he definitely has. That's why he's queuing down. This will have a thump if it goes down.
It's easy to say that he needed to hit that a little bit harder, but I think he was just so focused on make sure I make the ball, and if I don't come far enough over, I've still got a thin snip on the red 3.
Yeah, and if you notice, the 2 caught the pocket a little thick, so I think the speed of the swing was really good, actually. And I like how much control. You know, easy, we all know when you elevate that cue, it kind of makes you want to whack at the ball a bit.
Well, he's proving in this rack why Scott thinks he's the best in the world right now after the break. Is there going to be a gap for Yapp?
I think there is. Maybe not. He definitely can see some of the 2.
Yeah, you just touched on how good he is with the jump cue. Even if this is just a sliver, you almost think you got to take it on.
Yes, he will, and the odds of hanging this ball are very slim, so if he misses, figures the 2 to come back down table.
Yapp is showing Fedor, you're not the only man with a short cue. I can nail him as well.
Yeah, and if you remember that final at the Florida Open, he buried a couple of huge ones in that match.
Yeah, and this is the big shot now. Obviously pretty straightforward, but easily missed after a jump like that.
Actually squirted a bit of spin on the cue ball there. Kind of turned it over a little bit. Got a bit of a Zielinski feel about this. Yeah, referencing to the match him and Fedor played. It was a similar situation.
Yeah, he's trying to pinch it.
Indecisive in the end.
Yeah, I think the error was obviously on the 5. He was just a little straight, trying to punch all the way out.
And with you, Scott, I'm amazed he didn't just rip it back. It really shocked me. As long as you get past the 6, I think you're good.
Yeah, you're talking about the purple 5, right?
Yeah, it sat nice, a bit of left. It'll pull it all the way back down.
The extension, please.
Now, is he going around the 9 to short side? He cuts it naturally. He's got to avoid the 9 and then think about the upper right corner just a little bit anyways.
Yeah, I don't think you want to use outside here. You've got to avoid the side pocket and the upper left corner.
Well, this is where he's gotten a lot better at this shot, rolling the ball with spin instead of stunning. Really added that to his repertoire and has become a big tool. This is going to need a friendly bump. He's got underneath. It is cuttable, but the cue ball is going to have some pace.
Yeah, as long as the side pocket's not a problem. I think it's pretty good, really, with an inside ball.
Yeah, I was trying to go between the 8-9 maybe. Well, friendly bumps, a couple of them in a row.
Yeah, he's had the old Fedor flick there. That will do. Usual story.
You wouldn't try to maybe just get by this side pocket back here where he's standing and take the cut? He's really good at managing this kind of situation. Oh, he's stunned. This is really gambling.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. And now, still got a lot of work to do.
You would have to think he was trying to come on the left side there, wouldn't you? He's not trying to come through this gap here.
No, that's why I thought he may use that second cushion below and just take a little shot on the 5. Oof, man,
Yeah,
tough.
I know what you're thinking. Oh, wow.
It's almost like he aimed it like his jump shot, right?
Yeah, that might have been the best shot so far for Yapp.
I actually felt like he was going to jump it until they panned to the straight view. That's exactly how he aimed. This does get draining, though, every time you're elevated.
Well, that shot right there is what I was talking about. I really feel like he's getting very relaxed all of a sudden.
I mean, I know it's the final, but he won the Florida Open, 256 players, the same players. He also won the UK Open, 256 players. He's got to be confident.
Well, he has the ability mid-match to kind of just put everything away, right? Forget about the big moment. Just kind of drown into what he's doing. You can tell that nothing seems to get to him. Gorst, the same way.
Pay attention. Pay attention. Couple of really nice struck cue balls there for Yapp. He is relaxing into this final as he goes 2 in front again.
Leading the match by 6 for extra 3.
Ever since Aloysius Yapp has looked the more powerful of the two. 6-3 is a useful lead, but he won't be resting on any laurels whatsoever.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Phil. Yep. 7 more games to win. We know what Gorst can do.
Yeah, there ain't nothing soft about that, and that's exactly what we've seen from Yapp all week. Maybe struggles a hair at the beginning, but then really starts to tune in the break shot. And there, after the break, gets even stronger usually as well.
Yeah, and for me, it's the shots that he gets. I mean, we've covered this over and over and over, not just here, but everywhere. He continues to find the shot.
Yeah, if you just look around, though, it didn't matter which 2 ball or which ball was the 2. He's got a shot on almost all of them. That's the key. The spreads get so good. And then just, you know, you're a 9-ball player as well, Scott. The energy your body gets from the break shot and the confidence you can get going behind it. It's something that's really hard to explain, but it's definitely there. Falling a little funny here.
Yeah, did he fall on the line where he might have to pound forward? I don't know if he's drawing towards the 8 or not.
Yeah, it's amazing if you ever get it behind him on these types of shots. He really doesn't mind cheating the pocket, drawing the ball. Oh boy, big shot.
We see that ball pinched all so often. Obviously mishit. He didn't get the arc on the cue ball that he wanted. Ended up behind the 5 anyway.
Yeah, he added the top right. I thought he may just go with right or top itself instead of the right English. Not saying that caused a miss, but it does make it a bit more difficult.
Yeah, because it turns the object ball just a touch.
I'm not sure where it ended up. I'm sorry, Phil, but that looked like a big mistake.
Yeah, he was gesticulating, wasn't he? He knows he needed to heavily punish what was a rare mistake from Yapp.
He's not snookered, so could go with a touchy safety behind the 8 because he's in close quarters banging the 4-way, but you figure he'll probably go forward and use the 6.
Yeah, whatever he does, I'll bet it's the right thing. Let's not forget, it's been a while since he's been to the table, so he just overpowered the 3 a little. Yeah, this cue ball is, in my opinion, the best there is on those types of plays.
Yeah, I'd probably follow the same path here. He's got some options, but I really like going to the short rail near the 6. I think if you can get up under this, you can keep the cue ball going downward towards the rail and maybe leave something tough in return. Or make it.
Yeah, what about just kicking it in, JJ?
In a recent tournament, we were highlighting the famous Efren Reyes Z shot. We might be recalling that famous Yapp shot.
Yeah, but Fedor knows as well as many of the players, when you leave that opening, you don't get position on something that's fairly routine. Yeah, the two's going up by itself. That's usually a good sign, and there it opens with the 3 over the pocket. And again, the break shot just getting stronger and stronger, just like Yapp himself.
Yeah, one rail directly into the 9. Nice and flush there with the cue ball.
Yeah, just don't overlook this first shot. Make sure you're doing exactly what you want. Nothing wrong with coming around the 7, I think, and just going long. You could come tight, but that's a little gamble. This is a hair trickier than it may first appear.
Yeah, maybe worried about catching the 7 on the way out.
I think he's going to end up going around the 7 between the 4-9. I really do.
Yeah, I think that's the only route, right? Or is the 7? Yeah, the 7's a little longer or in the position of contact than it looks off the second rail.
Yeah,
The extension, please.
coming tight is somewhat awkward as well, and you got a lot of collision possibilities, you know, with that choice also. So I think he's got to lengthen it, maybe go towards the 9, 2 cushions.
You might think taking his 30-second extension there was a gamble so early in the rack. But really, at this level, that was the shot that needed to be thought about most. Now it's out of the way. Well, really, it should be plain sailing.
Oh, it was a 2 ball. And he wants a little more there. Is he drawn on top of the 9? I think he just got there to make it comfortable to come down the left side.
Yeah, a few times in this match, especially early, he's landed a little funny, kind of straight. It was the 3 ball earlier like this that he went forward on and missed. He's coming back here to the left of the 9.
Oh, wow. He decided to stun instead of draw. That is amazing to me.
Yeah, not only that, Double J, he let up a little bit. Q-tip definitely come up, arm dropped.
Yeah, but I really must have been fooled with the angle here. Was he worried about drawing in the side? Was that the real worry there? Why the draw stroke's really been his best friend here on this main table.
Well, this will bring the house down if he can bear this.
We are constantly on the lookout for turning points. We might have seen one there.
Well, the stage is just so big, you knew it was coming sooner or later. This guy at the table has no give up.
When he won the World Championship last year, he was behind in so many matches, 7-0 down in one of them. Scott Frost is absolutely right. There's no white flag with Gorst.
Fedor Gorst.
He was in grave danger of falling 9-3 adrift. 8-4 seems a lot more manageable, and he will now have a pep in his step.
I don't really think there's anything real wrong with that, though. That was kind of in the back of his mind all along, like
Sit
JJ
down, please,
said.
guys.
Go into the 9.
Yeah, the 5 tightens up because the cue ball's in the air. And so the double kiss is avoided, and not something you can do. You can't really shoot that shot just with a level cue. It's got to be with the jump cue.
Well, now what? You just cross this over? Can you cross it twice?
He can cut it in the side if he can see the right edge. A lot going on here. What a roll. Wow, if he can't get down behind this 9-ball, he's in serious trouble.
Heard Carl Boyes earlier describe one very lucky positional shot from Gorst as a Fedor flick. And that was a flick and a half.
And I think, you know, there are certain situations that come up to where the shot clock does get to all the players. This has got to go. This has got to go a bit.
Yeah, that's not going to work out for Yapp.
Yeah, to avoid the 6 here coming down, he may have to add a little right spin.
I think it's okay, JJ.
Just straight high ball.
Yeah, maybe even he can use a pinch of inside.
So often when you talk about a Fedor Gorst match afterwards and you can't quite believe he's won, but he has, we say he finds a way to win. There's no scientific reason. He just does.
Yeah, well, he can cross the 2 over and run the cue ball, lay in the 2 underneath. What is it, the 8, I believe?
Yeah, I think that's what you got to do, but he might be going at the 9. Nope, just chipping. Watch the corner.
See you later. No, he's okay. He's okay. I'll tell you, after the last couple of games, there's been a lot of tension, it seems like, all of a sudden again. And
thank you.
maybe that little fun little moment
Yeah,
may be a good thing for Yapp moving forward.
And the interaction with the crowd, I think it just underlines what the World 9-Ball Tour is. It's all about drama and entertainment. Record crowds this week, and they're thoroughly enjoying the climax to what's been an absolutely staggering Eastern Seaboard swing.
Yeah, and he's taking aim to kick this in, Scott.
Yeah, one rail, extremely difficult. A lot of guesswork goes into this, but clearly plenty of table time here. Can he bury it?
Foul stroke.
Yeah, like I said, JJ, you know better than
Ball in
anybody. A
hand.
lot of guesswork there when you're spinning that ball one rail.
Yeah, you know, the technical side of me, I feel like he let up on the stroke a little bit, maybe. But again, it's so hard on the slick table. We see it at the Moscone every year. We see so many kicks missed that, you know, at your club table or maybe the outer tables, you see a few less fouls. Seemed like it was all Gorst we were talking about. But now he's in position to get that 4-game lead back.
Yeah, I like the stroke there on the 2-rail line. Really confident, not worried about the upper right corner.
Yapp looking for what would be his 7th ranking title on the World 9-Ball Tour. He is Mr. Consistent. Everyone believes he's one of the best in the business, apart from sometimes Yapp himself.
Yeah, well, those titles you're talking about, you know, we have different size ranking events and again, the open events, but he seems to shine when the biggest ones on the calendar.
Yeah, there's never been an interview I don't think he's done, including the one I did on him yesterday, where he doesn't use the word luck. I think it's extremely humble of him, but he means it.
I'll tell you what else I'm seeing here is he's gaining more fans. It's definitely a Gorst
Aloysius
kind
Yapp.
of audience, but you can hear it now.
Yapp leads 9-5.
Wow, what happened there? One thing I just noticed in the replay or the highlights was Gorst grabbing his neck and shoulder area, kind of grimacing. Just got to wonder if there's some pain going on there.
Yeah, well, he's as happy as he's been in a while right now to get a pretty open look after a dry break. Difficult run out, though. The one's a little tricky to the 2, 3's down table, the 4's back up, the 5's back down. I mean, this is a lot of work. He's got to earn it.
Yeah, just holding for the 2. Does he smooth this with an outside ball or come all the way out? I think he's just got to come all the way out here.
Yeah, kind of stunned towards the 9-2 rails. Hopefully don't overhit it.
The mark of a champion is resilience. That's what Gorst needs now. Anyone who writes him off does so at their peril.
Yeah, well, that's very well said. Jeremy and I were just touching on it. Making the finals of this event 2 years in a row is incredible. To win it 2 years in a row is unheard of.
Yeah, and this is actually his 3rd final in a row because he got beat by Ko-Ping Chung.
The extension, please.
I don't know about anybody else, but it's almost like I'm waiting for the comeback. Like I can almost feel it.
Yes, he's built a reputation for turning things around in unlikely spots. And that's a good start. Gorst, you know, keeping exalted company by being in 3 consecutive US Open finals. He emulates Nick Varner, Efren Reyes and Shane Van Boening. He's trying to become the 10th multiple winner of the US Open.
This is a big rack here.
Yeah, the 2's going to open again. I believe anyways. The 3, just enough. So in position.
And Gorst, a big fan of drills. This is almost some type of a drill, right?
Yeah, the long straight one. Wants to get a little bit out of the cue ball, drawing it back near the red 3, but doesn't need a ton. You're not really going to improve the angle on the 3 that much. 4's got 2 pockets, so no problem there.
Yeah, the 2 low, 3 high, 4 low, 5 high, 6 low. So there is a lot of work to do. Watch how still he stays here in the arm. That is money. JJ, I think the speed at which he hit that ball, I think he almost had to avoid the 6, right? Getting that close to the 5.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you add a little speed, you create a little ricochet effect, a little more bounce off the object ball, create another line for the cue ball. And he's not afraid, you know what I mean? So that really sets up well for him in that regard.
just knew it was coming. You just knew it. Listen to him work that chalk. It never stops.
Yeah, yesterday when he was a hair off angle a couple times, he went in and drew all the way to the top rail and back out. This may be the same.
And that is the technique. Full of confidence there.
Someone in the crowd said, what? They couldn't quite believe that at that point he would have such unshakable confidence in himself and his game. You're looking at a special talent and an even more special fighter. A mini fist pump shows what it means. Gorst was 5 down at one point. Now, though, he trails by only 2.
All right, he's been getting looks. Uh-oh. A double uh-oh. Thought the 9 was in, and the cue ball, but the 3-9, it's next.
Yeah, nailed the 2 down the rail, and this is going to be a quick conclusion.
Yeah, remember the 2 ball he opened the match with, very similar shot. The 8 was near, just like it is now. Now that one he got into because of the cue ball movement that was required to get on the 3. Now this one he can kind of just, like that comfortable medium speed, medium aggressive I call it.
Yeah, but he knows, we know, all the heat on this ball. But like you said, JJ, the medium speed, the pocket will accept the ball.
Yeah, they never miss it thick,
please.
it seems like. It's always the overcut, especially when the nerves are high. I don't anticipate nothing but net.
Yeah, if anything, maybe a piece of the long rail.
They knew the significance of that because this is not going to be missed. 3-9, and for the first time since he trailed 3-2, Gorst within 1.
Yeah, well, what's this? Because the 4 and 3 are huge here. Is he pushing to a jump or a kick behind? That's what it is, JJ.
Yeah, the kick behind, and he doesn't have to get this back. Lots of comfortable ways to play this, but the thing is, if he doesn't get the snooker, oh, it got passed back quickly. The reason why that's the case is if he bangs this down on the low rail and leaves a look, well, he's got to swerve this.
Yeah, that's why it was so quick, I think.
The extension, please.
Well, that may slide the cue ball behind the 3-4, but the problem is, does he get enough speed with the swerve?
This is why I felt that was a risky push out, in my opinion. The push out was risky.
Foul stroke.
Here comes Gorst.
Now there's a collector's item, pushing out and then being put back and missing the ball completely. Incredible.
In these situations, he just doesn't miss it.
It, you know, so is that telling us that he's feeling it also instead of wanting to, you know, stun back over and out, trying to make the pocket a hair bigger on that 5?
Just a cautionary tale here as he goes about winning this rack and drawing level. In Jeddah World Nineball Championship final, he was 9-2 down to Carlo Biardo, came back to 9-9. He was 13-9 down, came back to 13-13, but he lost in the end. Doesn't mean he's going to win this. if he gets all square.
Yeah, he broke dry at 13 all. Broke dry here in this rack.
Yeah, the unforced error there from Yapp on the push out and then the shot after. But how do you like a race to 3 for the U.S. Open title? With arguably the 2 best on the planet at the moment.
Doesn't get any better.
It is 10-10. And in terms of compelling viewing, it's 10 out of 10.
Is he knocking this away to drop behind the 6? I think so. Oh. I thought he was playing safe. I think he was, Scott.
Yeah, he definitely was, JJ.
He just let up on it a little bit, and what happens is it's just like when you're shooting at the ball, you overcut it, and that's what happened here on the safety, trying to knock the 3-2 rails up the table.
Yeah, you actually swerved the cue ball a little bit when you let up, like JJ just said, and that's how he overcut it.
Yeah, you don't get quite as much deflection that you anticipate. It's only going 1/2 here, I think, to hit the left side. Bumping the 8.
Foul stroke. Ball in net.
Well, I think this word is appropriate for this racket. Strange.
Well, you know, this all of a sudden the last couple games have felt a lot like the beginning of this match, where we're seeing each player really feed off one another. They did the same running a bunch of racks, but now feeding off a couple mistakes. Is he knocking this away to drop behind the 6? I think so. Oh. I thought he was playing safe. I think he was, Scott.
Yeah, he definitely was, JJ.
He just let up on it a little bit, and what happens is it's just like when you're shooting at the ball, you overcut it, and that's what happened here on the safety, trying to knock the 3-2 rails up the table.
Yeah, you actually swerved the cue ball a little bit when you let up, like JJ just said, and that's how he overcut it.
Yeah, you don't get quite as much deflection that you anticipate. It's only going 1/2 here, I think, to hit the left side. Bumping the 8.
Foul stroke. Ball in net.
Well, I think this word is appropriate for this racket. Strange.
Well, you know, this all of a sudden the last couple games have felt a lot like the beginning of this match, where we're seeing each player really feed off one another. They did the same running a bunch of racks, but now feeding off a couple mistakes. You can just see it. Look at Gorst's face there.
Yeah, rack number 21. I liked your call. 2 railing the 4 up and out. Just a decel there.
Yeah, I mean, looks like Yapp should get game number 21. I'm real interested to see his next break shot, you know. 10-5, he breaks dry and really didn't do anything wrong to surrender this lead. And I wonder if he maybe just puts a little more pace on the next break. Kind of like heck with it.
Yeah, veteran move there, getting off the ball, just overlooking.
Much too early to say he's weathered the storm, but if this 8-ball goes in, surely he's going to be back in front.
Yeah, you can tell he's feeling it. Maybe the ad break be a good thing for both players at the moment.
Yapp is back in the ascendancy.
The extension, please.
Yeah, big risk trying to get behind the 8. Big risk coming off the right side of the 3.
Yeah, I just don't see the left side being the option. I think it's got to be a dangerous right side and run the cue ball.
What about side rail to side rail?
It's okay, but I think he's going to try and get behind the 9. This is the type you practice. You cutting at it? Oh, wow. He went for the make.
No, I don't think so, Jeremy. I think he was playing your shot.
Yeah, but he set up looking behind it for quite some time there.
Well, that's just so tough from where he is. How can you go for the make there? I just think he overspun it.
Could be. Is the 4 tied up with the 5? That overhead made me think maybe the 4 doesn't pass. Gorst doesn't seem too worried, so it may tell the story. Don't let this spread on you too much. He may have. Yeah, he's good.
There he is!
Yeah, considering drawing 2 rails out. Thought it had to be forward, just kind of crawl the cue ball out 2 cushions. He's drawing.
Goes out of his way to use that low outside. Wow, he overdrew it. He overdrew it. What is this doing? It just rocked back.
Yeah, I think the rock back may have saved him.
The extension, please.
I'm wondering about the decision, to be fair. Watch the cue ball here right at the last. Right there. Wow. You get around the racking area, what happens is those balls get pounded on from the break shot. Sometimes it creates little divots in the racking area, and I'd like to think he was all right anyways, but that may have had serious effect on this championship.
Rock and roll.
Regardless, he's still got to bury a big one.
Yeah, that rock back might have had an impact. Maybe the ghost was at play?
You know, time and again, we describe Nineball pool as a game of fractions. Never was it more than there.
Wow.
Yeah, out of the lower left here, Jay.
I don't think it was ever enough pace to get there, to be honest. That's why I thought just straight high, go ahead and put some speed, see what you could get out of the shot.
And please start the shot clock.
Well, when you're on the rail like that with that distance, the minute you introduce side spin, you're really gambling.
Yeah, I think you know, one thing that makes Fedor Gorst so great is shooting the shot that he thinks is correct, no matter the situation. But I think there it was a straight high ball if you're going to attack and just do your best to get something on the 3.
You could just sense that the nerves within Yapp were uncontrollable.
Normally with these two, you say anything is possible. Right now, anything is missable.
The extension, please.
Yeah, Gorst jumped out of his chair. I'd like to see what his options are here. Guess it's going to be a safety, or is he going for the thin cut?
Can't he cut this to the lower right?
Yeah, I think
Pretty
he's going.
natural.
Yeah, he's going. Sorry, Scott.
Oh, you're good. I think it's just natural, right? He loves the outside ball. This is right up his alley. Really, the first time to take the lead since the beginning of the match.
He wants to avoid the 6 coming 2 cushions. And now searching for a pocket. All kinds of drama left in this race to 2. Nineball pool, I'll tell you. You cannot turn your head. Can you bank this straight up and down and drop it behind the 7, Scott?
So you're saying he's not going to attack here?
I don't know. I didn't think the 6 went. So
That's
just
what
to
he's
the lower
gonna-
left, you mean?
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. I think he's playing your shot.
Got a little heavy. Just got to hope the speed is right. This was way heavy. A little fortunate there.
Every shot an ordeal. How do they cope with it? The pressure is intense and then some.
And you can tell the faces of the two players, they are beat down. Going deep in a 15-rounder is what it feels like.
Oh, look at this
Great
hit,
shot.
Jeremy. Yeah, look at this hit here.
Well, you notice though, Scott, much more aggressive with the stroke, right? Not tentative at all, and that was key. Remember last year, the jump shot on the pink 4 over SVB at such a crucial moment. Is it going to be the short cue again?
Yeah, what time? Or what better time to bury a big jump shot than now?
Four rails if it has the speed, but it's going to be perfect for Yapp.
The one mistake you don't expect Gorst to commit is a missed jump. It never really threatened the pocket.
Yeah, and Yapp was looking to lay underneath this ball. I thought he would just go ahead and let the stroke out a little bit and stay above.
Yeah, dangerous laying underneath.
Well, I just feel like when the nerves are high, you know what I mean? Pick out the shot that lets you stroke the ball more. But he didn't drag it in. He kind of held it with a little draw spin, so makes more sense.
You know, there's nothing like the Mosconi Cup, but this atmosphere is very similar.
Yeah, pocketing the 8, not a problem, but not the biggest angle.
Yeah, that'll feel good, though.
And I kind of feel like he didn't want to take more time on that. You know, not think about it too much. Got up down on that ball a lot quicker than normal. Key here is don't back off. Don't try to control it.
The 2's coming out, Jeremy.
And the 3's near. He just really needs a stop shot. Maybe pinch it back a few inches. There is some awkward cueing that may be Fedor Gorst's real chance, I think. Besides it being the U.S. Open at 12-11.
Yeah, pretty quick here, right? I was going to say he's just weighing this up.
Yeah, and really only needs a little bit out of the cue ball. Don't think you need a foot here. You could use 6 inches. That gives you the proper angle to get from the 3 to the 4, and all the rest of the work's on the bottom end.
Yeah, you just feel like there's several more twists and turns to come.
Yeah, the miss here, especially when you're nervous, is to the right rail usually. Did he get a roll? No, I think there's a gap there between the 6-8.
That shot was just a product of the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Scott saw it in the last game. A few shots, the shoulder got involved, and that was certainly the case there. There's no way these players miss by that mark unless that breaks down. Tricky, though. He's made it a bit trickier. There's some traffic. You get around the 7. Oh, no. This is going to be a little fortunate to stay off the cushion, and he does have an angle.
Yeah, but now it becomes missable.
The extension, please.
Yeah, and how you hit the pocket if you do make it, Scott, can really, really tell us about the cue ball, because you're not going to end up short behind the 9. So you could easily overcook this coming back near the purple.
Also easy to let up on this, right? And when you do, it's the overcut.
Yeah, I just don't see anything he can really rely on here. He's just got to bury a big one. Little low left spin.
Yeah, it's the overcut. If there's a miss.
And he's left him a great shot, obviously, but not easy to gain position. It's got to really be on point. Now, the thing is, if he can gain on that 4, like I said, everything else is in close quarters, so I think he can overcome the nerves.
Whoever prevails will not be happy with their performance, but they'll be overjoyed to be US Open champion. The only surprising thing about this match, I think the quality, but that's enhanced the enjoyment of it because it's so unpredictable.
Just the credit of the event, though, right? The stage that it's set under. It's insane. It's intense. It's as close to the Mosconi Cup as it could ever get.
Yeah, and that's why you hear all these past champions talk about this is the title they always wanted, the pressure that comes with it. Oh, that looked pretty good. Is it enough? Oh, it's real close. It's a sliver of a jump, if any. I think he got there.
I think it's journey made. It is confirmation as the crowd see the big screen and realize it's a clear path through to the 4.
Yeah, and then the 6 plays easy in the side off the 5 to drop on the 7. Like I said, close quarters here. He should be able to overcome the nerves. That's the first mistake, though.
Yeah, it sure is the first mistake. If you're going into the 9, I figured maybe just get through the cue ball a little bit.
Yeah, he said, ay, 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 and he just wanted an inch or two. Now he may have to come between the 7-9 and play from underneath.
I think that's the safest route. You don't want to just try and jiggle this in. Just come on all the way over.
Yeah, he's burned his extension as well. He took a gamble, and it looks like it'll pay off.
Yeah, pretty accurate, though, going into the 9 like that. Any lower on the 9, it was problems. I think he's got to go forward here with a high right ball.
He's got to roll this a little bit. He can't draw it and nip the 9 and get in a bad spot. I think just a light follow pushes the 9 in the right direction.
Yeah, you just want to get through it.
Yeah.
Singapore get ready to celebrate. Aloysius Yapp has finally exorcised the ghost. He tried his best to come back, but in the end, Yapp, I thought the better player overall in the final, has come through. He didn't want to jump on the table the last time he won down in Florida, but he can't resist this time. What a performance. In May, he won the UK Open. Then he won in Orlando 2 weeks back. And now, in these major Matchroom Opens, would you believe Aloysius Yapp has won 27 consecutive matches? What a performance over the course of several months.
to your 2025 US Open Pool Champion,